Hello, Tom, aka Gedeon here for Tabletop Tap Room. And this is the video I recommend you watch before you create your own YouTube channel. And because I've been doing this for just a few months now, and I've made some observations, I've discovered a few things. And so this is advice for the small YouTuber who's on the path to monetization. I have really nothing to say to anybody who's already monetized because you guys are already where I'm trying to get to, so you actually know more than I do. But I do have a few observations that I think might help somebody considering to do this. And why would you do this? Because it actually turns out it's a lot of work. You got to keep at it. You need to be faithful. You got to be constantly producing new content. So why would you want to do? Well, everybody wants to make a little bit of the green stuff. So, you're kind of hoping that maybe monetization might actually prove to be, make this worth the journey. On top of that, I just like miniatures. I like gaming. I like RPGs. So it seemed like a good match. I would, but early on in my journey, I was doing a lot of Star Frontiers videos, which I felt was not like the best. If I only did one here and there, one every so often, it would have been okay. But I was really, because Star Frontiers really is my jam. That's my all-time favorite RPG. I've worked as an unofficial assistant editor on one fan magazine for a few years, and then was the founding editor on the Frontier Explorer fan magazine, which is coming up on its 36th issue. And, it's just my jam. So I was doing a lot of Star Frontiers videos, and I just thought, let's do a second channel and call it Star Frontiers Gamer. And so I banished all the Star Frontiers content to that channel. But the discovery that I made is that by doing two different channels, I've actually kind of split my audience. So my first piece of advice to you, if you're considering this, is very carefully think about the name of your channels, think about the vision and so on. Because if you split your channel and say, well, I'll just do one channel for gaming, for fantasy gaming, one channel for sci-fi gaming, it's kind of like if we're building a train track, a railroad to California. And in the middle of that, we say, you know what would be cool? Let's do a second parallel train track. So they're both going to California. And there's all this effort going into this, and you're actually splitting your audience, because what happens with the monetization is that I discovered after doing this is that YouTube just does not, it's like they want you to monetize both separately. So I'm investing energy into both. I'm splitting my energy and my resources into both, and I'm trying to build both. And, so I've split my audience, I split my time, I split my resources, I split my energy. And I've discovered that it's not a good fit if I'm not going to be able to use the subs and the view hours from both channels towards the monetization. And it's kind of looking like that, because I've sent messages to, I've tried to talk to YouTube and I got no response. And I kind of don't get that, but it is what it is, So, maybe we just need to bang our heads against the computer screen for a couple hours more and see what happens. See if we can't get through to them, try again. But it seems like I now have to build 2 train tracks to California to get to the promised land, right? So it's not, I got to build 2 yellow brick roads to get to the Emerald City now, and it's not feeling like fun per se. When I know that I'm just wrapping up a video, but I really need to be working on another video for the other channel, so it's a little bit frustrating that way. And so I strongly encourage you to don't do that. Don't do what I did. For example. Let me just do a little share screen here. This is a YouTuber that I follow called Down the Rabbit Hole. And this guy, he did some Star Frontiers content. And that's why I liked him. I subscribed to him just in case he did more. But his channel's very broad, and it's very broad. So it's not just about Star Frontiers. It's not just about RPGs. It's about obsolete video games. It's about Star Trek. It's about gaming. It's about, he heard about something people were doing, and it turned, so he's done like weird science experiments on here. Let's see if that's what really happens when you do that thing. And so, it's whatever will actually pull you down the rabbit hole. So it's about hobbies and so on and so forth. So I continue to follow this guy. And so his channel, in my opinion, is well named because it covers everything he's interested in doing all in one channel. So he doesn't have splits. He's not split himself into two channels. So he's much smarter than I am. This is one individual. So I think his channel is well named, and it's well targeted for what he's doing. So that's the other piece of advice, is be careful about naming it. Stop and think about what you're doing. Like, for example, we did all this research on Tabletop Taproom, making sure there was, there are businesses out there in the world, brick and mortar businesses called, that were kind of using that name, but we were just watching the web, and we were trying to look for something that would hit the aesthetic we want. And, then I discovered Tenkar's Tavern. Now, I'd known him as a blog post in the past that I had periodically, followed. And I was peripherally aware of him being on Facebook. I was not aware of him on YouTube. So, it's a little close to Tenkar's Tavern. His is different. It's a different perspective, but maybe we would have chosen a different name, because we went with the whole medieval fantasy kind of tavern aesthetic here, and so I might have actually modified the name. Might have pursued a different name before we started the channel. So again, my advice is just think about it. Study up on it, check what's out there, make sure you're not too close to somebody else. I don't think it's that big of a problem that we're Tabletop Taproom and Tenkar, because he's pretty big. We're small potatoes compared to him, but we just started, so I guess being small potatoes is not that big a sin, as long as you keep moving forward, right? But so be careful about the name and the channel name and the focus of your channel. Don't split your audience. Don't split your energies like I did. It's because I just can't seem to get YouTube to answer me and be like, hey, how do I, get all of the subs from both channels to contribute towards monetization? Or do I really have to build 2 train tracks, 2 yellow brick roads to the Emerald City? Because it's a little frustrating. I'd rather, have everything count towards the same thing. So YouTube monetization, it is a high bar. Man, it's a high bar. So you need a certain number of subs. You need 4,000 watch hours. And, it can be a challenge. So you have to watch what videos you do that get a lot of clicks, that get a lot of views, and watch, if you're doing them every week or multiple times during the week, you watch when you get the notification that somebody subbed you, subscribe to your channel. What video was that after? I mean, it might not have been for that video, but it kind of gives you a little sense of what you're doing that is effective. So you need to watch your analytics. Don't get hung up on them, but keep on them. Like, for instance, I do these miniatures. I've done 2 miniatures videos, and they have poor analytics compared to the other videos. Honestly, right now, because of the controversy surrounding TSR and its CEO, who's the TSR and its CEO have proven themselves a magnet for controversy. Controversy sells, and any video I do on TSR gets a lot of views, a lot of likes. It gets a lot of feedback, comments that help drive the algorithm. It generates a lot of views. And then I did a video that mentioned Wizards of the Coast in the title, and it got 2,700 views, which was my biggest, boom. I mean, I know that's not going viral, but it was going viral for me. So yep, got to pay attention to that. We need to start paying a little bit more attention to Wizards of the Coast. It is the 900-pound RPG gorilla in the room, obviously. So, you watch your analytics, and you watch what you're doing. And if something's just not working, then maybe you need to rethink. So, yeah, we have a broad channel, and we need to pay attention. But you got to pay attention to what works to get you to that monetization. And I don't think you should always do what it is this is what is the most monetizable content. You need to do what you like as well. When you get to monetization, you can almost be like, well, I don't care. I just do what I like, and that's that. Yeah, you actually kind of got to ride the tiger of what are your subscribers like? What is it that gets you those, that drives that monetization? What is it? So this is, in part my thing. Now, this is not strictly going to help you get to monetization. This next piece of advice. It's about being a good member of the community. And so what I've discovered is you got to have those view hours, and like The Good Wife. I call her The Good Wife. I call her The Good Wife originally in the sense because it was a medieval fantasy kind of tap room. And The Good Wife goes back to medieval times and was associated with the tavern keeper's, the title for the tavern keeper's wife. But she really is a good wife, because what she does is, even though she often sits in the room when I'm recording these and she's heard the content and she doesn't need to watch the video, she'll be watching TV over there, and we'll just pull up my video and we'll put it on and watch it. Yeah, she's holding up her phone right now with a video on playing. She'll click on it to play with the sound turned down and just let the video play. While she's watching something else she really wants to watch, but she's getting me those views. So she really is the good wife, and I love her because she is so good to me, probably better than I deserve. So, and my brother does the same. He watches my videos, and so I really appreciate that. So what I do is, like this guy here at Down the Rabbit Hole, when I saw he had Star Frontiers content, I like Star Frontiers content on YouTube. So, hence I started a channel, Star Frontiers Gamer. But I liked, subscribed, and hit the bell icon on him. And, when I see he drops a video, I mean, he's kind of in the same, we're kind of, in the same boat, more or less, so I automatically go and I watch his video. And if it's not something I'm that interested in, I just let it play. So he gets the watch hours on it, and, automatically hit like on everything of his, just to help a brother out. Right. So I try to be a good YouTube neighbor, to people in the same boat as me, particularly people that have produced some of the same content I'm interested in, because I feel like that might generate more of the same content. Now, this is page 121. I like this guy. He did here it is. He did a Star Frontiers video, and we're not going to listen to that, but so he did a Star Frontiers video, and I liked him. But his jam is Traveler. But you know what? He's like me, new guy to YouTube. So I did the like, subscribe, and bell icon on him. And anytime a video drops, I go and play it. And anytime he posts in a Facebook group, hey, new video up, I give him an immediate thumbs up. I go to it, I watch it, I let it run. And if I'm not interested in it, because I'm only mildly interested in Traveler, I'm not like a huge Traveler fan. I like the idea of the Traveler mini game where you could die in character creation. I think that's fabulous. I think I should convert it to Star Frontiers. But so I like this guy, and so I try to be a good YouTube neighbor, to him, because he's like me, new guy starting out, small potatoes. We're all trying to get to that monetization. We're trying to get to the Emerald City. So, and there's no point in trying to hold somebody else down. Well, I'm not going to like his stuff because he's doing what I'm trying to do. No, rising tide lifts all boats. There's no point in trying to hold somebody else down. It's, hey, I'd be a good neighbor to, so I've selected a few people that I kind of connected with early on. And I just automatically make a point of helping them out with their channel. And so I just consider that being good, because hopefully somebody will do the same for me. Not just the good wife or, my brother, but hopefully somebody will choose to do the same for me as well. And part of the reason why you would want to do this is that it gets this channel that you do like, you've chosen to follow it, you've subscribed to it, you've bell iconed it. It gets this channel sooner or quicker to the monetization, level. And when they start to get that money coming in, they're going to get encouraged. They're going to get excited, and they're going to just produce more content. And if you've been enjoying their content, they're going to produce more content that you enjoy. So it's worth it to you to do this kind of a thing for somebody you like. And I'm not just saying it like, hey, do that for me. Who is it you really like? Do it for that channel. Build that channel. And so that's what I'm promoting here is my final point, is that whoever you find that you like on YouTube, and, you can't do it for everybody, but you pick, I've picked two. I've picked two fellow YouTubers that seem to be, I seem to be in the same realm, place as them. I'm not saying I'm better than them or, whatever. I like these guys. I like what they're doing. So I've decided I'm going to help them get to monetization. I make a point of it. And it's not hard, because you can put the video on another tab on your browser and let it play, and even put the volume down and be working on a report for work. So it's not a hard thing to do. In the meantime, I want to say thanks for watching my video. Thanks for the likes and the view hours. If you can get me a view hour, appreciate it. Because I need 4,000 of them, and we're closing in on 1,000. So woohoo! And the subscribes were about like 1/5 of the way there on subscribers. So a little lower than that. That's an overestimate. It feels better to say 1/5. So, we're slowly but surely getting there, and it is a journey, and you got to treat it like a journey, and you need to keep at it. You need to pay attention, be thinking all the time. All right, what's going on here? Why am I not getting the views that I need out of this video? Maybe I need to make a change. So that's my advice to you if you're considering starting a YouTube channel. Hang in there with it. And so from Tabletop Taproom, this is Tom, and saying keep on gaming.